Fantasy has been a staple in anime ever since the beginning, whether that be in the form of magic or different worlds. Fantasy has this appeal to it that allows gimmicks to keep things fresh and keep viewers coming back. There's a reason why this genre is so popular and seems to refuse to die off. Welcome to DoubleDollars, and today we will be listing off the top 10 fantasy anime with an overpowered main character.
Hey.
Before we begin, if you liked this video, then drop a like, and if you want more anime top 10s like this one, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date with my uploads. My lists don't follow any particular order, so with that aside, let's get right into the video. Starting at number 10, Magmel of the Sea Blue. A new era of exploration begins with the sudden appearance of Magmel, a new continent filled with treasure and never before seen resources. However, the unknown is not always docile, and people known as anglers start to get hired due to their ability to traverse through Magmel's wildlife. One such angler is the highly skilled and experienced Inyo, who performs search and rescue operations for clients with the help of his assistant Zero. This anime is very diverse in what it chooses to develop. On one hand, this slowly starts to show us Inyo's history with Magmel and why he's so skilled, while on the other hand, the story develops the world of Magmel and its mysteries. Both are done extremely well, and it's nice to see an anime that fleshes out its world in a unique way while also explaining questions viewers might have. Number 9, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Within the large human population, there exists few humans with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons. These people are called blazers and trained to become mage knights. Among the students is the so-called failure Ikki Kurogane, the only F-rated blazer, and due to some miscommunication, Ikki runs into Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked blazer, while she is changing, and she challenges him to a duel. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. This anime is less on the serious side and more on the rom-com side with a lot of plot. And although the story may be a little lacking, the action is pretty clean while the romance is fairly wholesome. If you're looking for a rom-com with action, fan service, and a great opening, then I recommend this one. Number 8, The Sacred Blacksmith. We follow the inexperienced knight Cecily Campbell, who is eager to follow the example of her family and protect the people of the city using the sword she inherited from her father. While fighting a crazed swordsman, her weapon shatters and she is saved by a skilled stranger wielding a strange-looking sword. With the situation dealt with, she finds out that her savior may be the only person capable of repairing her sword. Determined to have her family heirloom repaired, she seeks out the man who rescued her. Little does she know about the adventure that awaits her. This anime is a solid anime if you're looking for your typical adventure anime. The animation is done really well and the attention to detail is really nice. Coupled with the orchestral soundtrack and unique character design, and you have a solid anime to watch. Number 7, What Do You Do at the End of the World? We follow William, who leaves his loved ones behind and sets out to battle a mysterious monster. Even though he is victorious, he is rendered frozen in ice. It is during his slumber that creatures known as beasts emerge on the surface and threaten humanity's existence. William then awakens 500 years later, only to find himself the sole survivor of humanity as mankind is wiped out. William takes refuge on the floating islands in the sky and one day is tasked with being a weapons storehouse caretaker. Thinking nothing of it, he accepts, and eventually realizes that these weapons are actually a group of young leprechauns. William becomes something of a father figure for the young leprechauns, watching over them fondly and supporting them in any way he can. He who once fought so bravely on the front lines can now only hope that the ones being sent to the battle return safely from the monsters that destroyed his kind. His anime is both heartwarming yet heartbreaking. Seeing William find his purpose is reassuring and wholesome, while watching the young leprechauns grow up for the sole purpose of fighting till death is something that these kids shouldn't go through. It is a really good watch if you want a very wholesome anime with some good action sequences. Number 6, Alderamin on the Sky. Ikita is a carefree young man who only wants two things in life: a woman on his arm and a place to nap. Unfortunately, his peaceful life is destroyed when war breaks out between the Empire and the neighboring Republic of Kyoka. Ikita and his childhood friend join the army as military officers, where they meet Matthew, Torway, and Haroma. Their peaceful ride is broken by a storm that sinks their vessel. The five of them end up in enemy territory near a military outpost. There, they discover that the heir to the throne has also stranded with them, so they must get out without spilling any royal blood. This anime is heavily military based with a decent amount of fantasy aspects. The character development is done really well, and we get to take a peek at what goes on in Ikita's mind when he concocts a plan. I recommend this if you want a really overpowered main character mentally rather than physically.
何か世に対して言うことはないか?
そうですね。どうせ膝枕するならもっと肉付きのいい方がいいですかね。女性。
Number 5, problem children are coming from another world.
Hey.
We follow Izayoi Sakamaki, Asuka Kudo, and Yoi Kusakabe, who are teenagers blessed with psychic powers, but completely fed up with their mundane lives. That is, until each of them receive a strange envelope containing an invitation to a mysterious place known as Little Garden. Inexplicably dropped into a vast new world, the trio is greeted by Kurosagi, who explains that they have been given a once-in-a-lifetime chance to participate in special high-stakes games using their abilities. In order to participate in the game, they must first join a community. Learning that Kurosagi's community, No Names, has lost its official status and bountiful land due to their defeat at the hands of a demon lord, the group sets off to help reclaim their new home's dignity, eager to protect its residents and explore the excitement that Little Garden has to offer. Overall, this anime hits many of the points it needs to hit. It has solid animation, and the characters are unique and interesting. If you want a short and quick binge anime, then this is one you should check out.
言えなければ芸術か。
今こそ共に確かめようぞ。この世に奇跡が起こる瞬間をな。
白夜じゃ。
Number 4, Grancrest Senki. We follow Siluka, who is unable to prevent the disaster that led to the destruction of the potential peace between the Union and the Alliance, and led to the appearance of the Demon Lord, Diablos, who brought monsters and corrupted the land. After the event took place, Siluka travels through the countryside to stay under a magician when she is intercepted by a group of soldiers working with the Federation. Soon she is rescued by Theo, a young warrior carrying a magical symbol that gives its wielder the ability to banish chaos. Theo hopes to attain the rank of Lord so that he can liberate his hometown in Sistina from its tyrannical ruler and the chaos spreading within it. Impressed by his goals and ambition, Siluka enters into a magical contract with Theo, and the two embark on a journey to restore balance to their war-torn land. This anime is a solid all-around anime. It does a good job at developing side characters and giving them a good amount of screen time. If you can watch the first couple episodes, which may seem a little rough for some, then it will be a solid watch.
大勢と戦うときはな、取り囲んでもらった方がやりやすいのだよ。周囲が皆敵なのだからな。
Number 3, Noblesse. While the Lord symbolizes authority, the Noblesse symbolizes power and works behind the scenes to keep peace. We follow, that, who goes by Rai, thankfully. He is enrolled in Yiran High School by his servant Frankenstein to stay hidden from the sights of the Union. Rai goes about his daily life as a student, making himself familiar with his classmates and the daily activities of humans. However, his new life is far from peaceful, and Rai is soon forced to save his new friends from the hands of the Union that had abducted them. This anime is another one of the first few to be adapted from a webtoon, the others being God of High School and Tower of God. The story is developed well and the dry humor is hilarious. Pair that up with the great character design and you get a great anime. Number 2, Mushoku Tensei. Despite being oppressed all of his life, a 34-year-old Shadin still found the resolve to attempt something heroic, only for it to end in a tragic accident. But in a twist of fate, he finds himself in another world as Rudis Greyrat, starting life again as a baby born to two loving parents. With the mind of a grown adult, his comprehension of the world shocks everyone, and he starts to display magical talent that exceeds all expectations. Honing his skill with the help of Roxy, not only does he excel at magic, he also starts learning swordplay from his father. With a second shot in life, he tries to make the most of his new opportunity while conquering his traumatic past. This anime may seem like your generic isekai anime, and while it is, there are a lot of charming points to it. The storytelling is nice, and Rudis actually feels like a person who is reborn with the memories of his past, rather than just being an OP character that happens to know things. He gives us an inner monologue and makes it feel as though there is a person other than the character talking. Not only that, but the animation is fluid and filled with sakuga. If you haven't seen this one already, then this is a great show to watch, although I feel like a lot of people will have already watched this one. And finally, number 1, Slime.
元気で可愛いこちらのお洋服。リムル様にはどちらがお似合いでしょう。
This anime follows 37-year-old Satoru Mikami, an office worker that falls victim to a random assailant on the street. When Satoru regains consciousness, he discovers that he has been reborn as a goop of slime. In doing so, he acquired newfound powers, notably the power to devour anything and mimic its appearance and abilities. He stumbled upon the sealed catastrophe-level monster, the storm dragon Veldora, and surprisingly befriends him. Promising to assist in destroying the seal, in return Veldora bestows upon him the name Rimuru Tempest, and grants him divine protection. Now liberated from the mundanities of his past life, Rimuru embarks on a fresh journey with a distinct goal in mind. This anime is a great isekai show for the simple reason that it's focused on what it's like to start a new life in a new world without having to turn the story into a generic shonen fantasy adventure in the process. It's just a fun anime in general, and Rimuru's cheerful, smug, and smart outlook on the world does a great deal for its overall enjoyment value as well.
んな美味しいもの今まで食べたことない。
And that's the list. Let me know what you think of it, and if you liked it, then hit the like, and if you're feeling really generous, then maybe hit the subscribe to keep up with my horrible upload schedule. As always, thank you for the few people who watch it this far, and I will see you in the next video.